Hello, everyone. My name is John Daly, and I'm here today to talk to you about where do you go from here? What do you do? What's next? Where do you even start to look for a job? That's a big deal. It's a hard thing to figure out what to do, but we're going to go through some different ideas that will help you find a job. And once you find that job, how to go about getting ready to take care of it. So the agenda for what we're going to talk about today is we're going to start with finding a job. We're going to talk about first impressions and how important a first impression is. We're going to talk about the first 20 seconds. The first 20 seconds of meeting someone is very crucial to what that person is going to think of you for the long run. And your body language. What about your body language? What does that have to do with anything? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the handshake and where the handshake came from, where it started, and why is it the normal greeting for today? Noting that right now during the pandemic, we're not doing the handshake. There's still many of the different things that we do with the handshake that is along with the handshake that is important to do now, even during the pandemic. Then we're going to talk about the elevator speech and how the elevator speech really is the important thing for you to know how to talk to someone and let that person get to know you and you to get to know them, because it starts a conversation. Then let's talk about voicemail. What is your voicemail on your phone? Your outgoing voicemail. Very important that it sound professional. We'll talk about that. And then we're going to also talk about how do you send a powerful email. Very important that your emails are powerful and to the point and meaningful. So let's talk about where do you find a job? Craigslist is a good place to find a job. There's lots of really good listings on there. Newspapers, all different kinds of newspapers that you can go through. They have help wanted sections. That's very, very good. Also, if you're a member of LinkedIn, that's a great resource. I recommend, if you're not a member of LinkedIn, to become a member of LinkedIn. It's a great resource to be able to find a job, to meet up with people in the industry that you may want to be in. And the best way of all, actually, is word of mouth. Just let people know that you are looking for a job and that you need a job, and just pass the word to a lot of people. You never know when a friend is going to come to you and say that they know somebody that is hiring. Another thing to do is check store windows. They often, if you're looking to go into the retail business, very often you'll see signs that say help wanted. Use those. Don't just stop in that store if you're not dressed ready to go for an interview. Go back to the store when you've gotten yourself dressed nicely and clean and say, I noticed the sign in your window. I wonder if I might be able to have a application or a sit-down interview with you. And another one that is a good thing to do is to go through a recruiter. Now, that's depending upon the kind of job that you're after, but recruiters do a lot of good work as well. You have to understand the labor market of where you are living, what county you're in makes a difference in what kind of labor is going to be needed. And I don't mean only hard labor, I mean any kind of labor. If you live in a place where there's a lot of technical support needed. That's the kind of job you might want to check out. What's the primary job market? That's a very important thing to find out what the primary job market is. And what are your interests? That's a very important thing. You don't want to just go into a job, any job, just because. You want to go to a job because it's something that you like to do. Remember, you're going to be spending a lot of time there. And that's important that you like whatever it is that you're doing. And perhaps you're an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur or a person that wants to start their own business, maybe this is something that you ought to consider. It does take time to do that. It takes a lot of very hard work, but that's okay, because it would be doing something that you like to do, and hard work is not hard work at all. It's more play than anything else. First impressions really, really matter. And so it's important for you to know that first impression, the first time that you meet somebody, you've got 20 seconds. They're critical seconds. It can take the rest of your life to change a bad first impression. So you want to make sure that you've made a good first impression with whoever it is that you're meeting. And by the way, everyone, just so you know, on your screen, you see a chat. If you have any questions whatsoever, I suggest that you write your questions to me, and I will be able to answer those questions in real time to you. Also, if you want to, you may talk and just, or what, if you're on the screen, raise your hand and I will be happy to call on you, and we'll be able to make this an interactive presentation, which is a big help. It helps you and it helps me. Body language. Body language is so incredibly important. Your body language says 93% of what you communicate comes from your body language. Only 7% comes from what comes out of your mouth. So it's a big deal that your body language not be uptight, not be closed off to somebody. Don't have your arms crossed in front of you. Open your arms, open yourself up to be able to accept a conversation. That's what people are looking for, is somebody that can accept a conversation. And notice that when you're sitting in a chair, you should definitely sit up straight. You want to always have that attentive look about you. If somebody is speaking to you, you want to be able to lean forward and listen to what they have to say. It's, like I said, 93% of what you communicate comes from your body language and only 7% from your voice. It's a very good thing to remember. How to sit. You want to make sure that you sit upright. Don't slouch down in your chair, because when you're slouched down, it seems like you don't really care. It acts like you don't, it doesn't matter to you. You want to try and keep your hands away from your face. Don't touch your face while you're talking. Or if you can avoid it, avoid it. Another thing that ladies tend to do more than gentlemen, although gentlemen do it a lot, is when they get nervous, they touch their neck. You want to be careful. Try not to touch your neck, because it shows that you're nervous. It shows that you're protecting yourself. And you want to face the person who is talking to you. Make sure that you're looking face to that person. And when they're speaking to you, nod. Acknowledge the fact that they are speaking to you, and acknowledge the fact that you are listening to them. People want to know that you are listening. The handshake. Let's talk about the handshake and where the handshake started. The handshake started in Egypt, actually 2,800 years before Christ. And it was done as a gesture of peace. And it indicated that you were not holding a weapon. Most people are right-handed. And so most people would carry their weapon in their right hand. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you open your hand and you show your hand to somebody, they know that you don't have a weapon. And they show you their right hand and you realize they don't have a weapon. And then you go and you shake web to web. That's very important that you shake web to web. Here's the shake. You can see that they're shaking hands with hands, and their weapons are on their other side. They're not holding any weapon. The approach of the person, you want to go straight on to that person, look the person in the eye, approach the person, and go eye to eye. That's so incredibly important that you are looking at each other eye to eye. That shows trust. And then the web of the hand is, this is your thumb and here's your index finger, and then this flesh in between is called the web of your hand. You want to make sure that you go web to people when you shake hands, because it makes for a stronger handshake. And don't do the limp fish. Squeeze someone's hand, not a death grip, but a nice strong squeeze to let somebody know that you are indeed confident within yourself. Very important that for the handshake, so important. Now, during the pandemic, we have a problem because we can't shake hands. So what you want to do is you want to look a person directly in the eyes, put your hands to your sides, and give that person a slight nod of your head or a slight bow. That shows respect to the person that you're meeting. And that's the most important part of meeting someone, is you want to show them respect. Now, let's talk a little bit about the elevator speech. The elevator speech is what is referred to as, it's called an elevator speech because it takes about 30 seconds. And it is what you're going to say when it's about, tell me a little bit about yourself. People are going to say, so tell me a little bit about yourself. And you're going to have ready certain facts about yourself that are relevant to what it is that you want to talk about as far as the job is concerned. So you want to be ready to be able to say, hi, my name is John. I'm the founder of the Key Class, and I started the Key Class in order to help people get a job and keep a job. End of story. Then they say, really, how long have you been doing this? Or you want to prompt questions. That's the most important thing to do. What is your outgoing voice message on your phone? The outgoing voice message on your phone is very important, because on the outgoing voice message, if you don't have something that sounds professional of sorts, then you're going to have a hard time convincing the person that has called you to want to leave a message. If you say, hey, what up? Leave a message at the tone, or you know what to do when the bell rings, stupid. You don't want to do something like that. do something that says, hi, my name is John. I'm sorry I'm not here to take your call right now, but if you leave me your name and your telephone number, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. When you say hi into the phone, smile. People can feel a smile through the phone. They really can. It makes a big difference rather than hello. Hello, big difference. A good email address is very important as well. You want to make sure that your email address is something that is professional. Also, you don't want something like Surfer Joe at gmail.com. You would want to put J Parker or Joe Parker at gmail.com. Something that sounds professional, not something that is unprofessional, because it doesn't make you sound as though you are really caring about what the other person is thinking or what they're up to. Okay? Peter, okay?